nothing messes up a good natural hairstyle like some flakes, okay? So in this video, I'm going to actually give you some of the reasons why your hair may be flaking and maybe share a couple of my secrets on how I get little debris out of my hair. Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel where I share my personal hair journey and tips, tricks, and product reviews to help you with your own. This is one of those said tips and tricks videos. We're talking about the flakes. We don't like them, and there are some ways to avoid getting them in the first place. So the first thing, this tip is one that y'all have heard before, especially if you watch Mono's hair or you have watched Mono's hair, and that's to mix the products together before wash day to see what they're going to do in advance. So you would get a dollop of your gel, a dollop of your leave-in, or whatever you're styling your hair with, rub your hands together, and then see what it looked like, okay? If you start getting boogers, okay, you're probably gonna get some flakes in your hair. Either it's gonna dry and flake, or it's gonna make those boogers on your hair. So that's an old one. I can't even take claim on that tip. It's something that I try. I think it's the first step that you can take in avoiding flakes on wash day. Now some folks ain't gonna like this one, but use less product. And I know in natural hair community, we do not like to use less product. Product is everything. Product is fun. I understand. But using less product will help you to get less of the product, you know, building up on your hair and then creating whiteness and then flaking off. And I'm not saying don't use the amount of product that you need to use. Like, listen, if you need that dollop of product to fully get distributed through and whatever, use that. But even with myself, I will sometimes have just a little too much of the leave-in or a little too much of the gel, and then it creates flaking. So use less product. All right, for this one, smooth the product thoroughly. Smooth the product through. Listen, I think smoothing was partially what went down with my whole tightly curling method video. I think that if I had smoothed those sections just a little bit more, because I think I did it with just the viewfinder. I didn't have a mirror or anything like that. I usually do have mirrors when I do my hair. I didn't that day. But if I had smoothed just a little bit more, those parts probably wouldn't have come out white and then eventually started flaking, and I would have had all the definition that I had in my hair when I did the method. So smooth it through thoroughly. Any like hot spots that appear to be like more white than others when your hair is still wet will probably have dried product there when your hair dries, and then it'll eventually flake off of your hair. Okay, future Kayla popping in here. I had to come back because I forgot to say something that I see a lot of people do on YouTube that causes flakes, and I don't think a lot of people realize that they are causing flakes by doing this. You may be getting flakes because you are using the improper product for the style that you are doing. For instance, if you are using gels for your twist outs and your braid outs, what happens is you use the gel, you braid it, you twist it, and then your hair dries and sets, and it has a gel cast in that bound hairstyle. When you go to take that hairstyle down, you then suddenly break the gel that was, you know, locked into place, and it creates flakes. I've actually had this happen to me before because I was trying to just use a product up, and I was like, well, I'll throw it on some twists and see what happens. Flakes is what happens. Flakes is what happens. Folks who subscribe to my channel have heard this one time and time again, and that's add water. Add water to your hair. Sometimes your hair does not need more product, it needs more water. I think I've started editing out some of me adding water to my hair because I do it so much, but I know that I add water to my hair when I do my deep conditioning routine. You can check out my deep conditioning routine video. It makes me not have to use as much product. I add water to my hair when I style my hair, when I put my gel in. That helps avoid flakes, that it helps avoid producty feeling hair. It also helps to smooth down some frizz and like enhance curl definition. So adding water can really keep the flakes at bay. Okay, so say you have done all of this stuff and you still have flakes on your hair for some magical reason, right? Here's what I like to do, okay? I will either restyle pieces of my hair, or I will just straight up hide the flakes, okay? Because I am not someone who likes to redo my hair. Once my hair is done it's done, okay? But usually the flakes are in like are like in a certain spot, right? So I'll pull out the parts that have the flakes, try to get as much of my hair up and away as possible, grab a spray bottle, wet down just that spot that has the flakes, and then try to smooth it through. That usually reactivates the product, and then I can get it. Now, if the product is kind of more of a botanical type product that with water it will eventually start to dissipate, or if it's just been enough days that I don't have extra product on my hair, I will maybe go in with a little bit of water, but I make sure I smooth it extremely well so that I don't get more flakes, because obviously we're trying to avoid the flakes. We don't want to add the flakes, you know what I mean? Now, another thing that I do is I'll hide it, okay? So if I have flakes like all up and throughout my hair, right, I will put my hair up in a puff, and this puff is not a puff to hide flakes, y'all. My hair is just like really, really soft, like too soft for it to stand on its own down or wash and go. But this puff, I'm actually really liking. So, but this is the reason why I wear some of my puffs though. Putting it up in a puff kind of limits the area that is visible. Now only really the ends are visible, and for me, whenever I have flakes, they're usually like on this front part of my hair here, or they're like in the roots up in the back, places that I can't really see. So all of that immediately gets covered up when you pull your hair up in the puff. And then if there are any visible pieces here that have flakes, I'll like spray it and smooth product through. And then for the base of the hair, okay, so if there's like a big patch of whiteness here, y'all can tell I've had some jacked up hair, dudes. You just don't be seeing them on the YouTube channel. So if I have a big patch right here, I will get my my bristle brush, run it under the water really quick, or spray it, and then I brush my hair with it, and then that activates the product, smooths it back through, and then once I tie up the scarf, take it back down once it's dry, like the next day or whatever, and usually the whiteness that was there is gone. Okay, y'all, you gotta have tricks when it comes to natural hair, because else you're gonna be sitting up here doing your hair all the time and stressing yourself out. Alright, so listen, check out some of my videos over here if you enjoyed this one. Stay on my channel, hang out with your girl, okay? And also subscribe to my channel. I post videos every week, and I will talk to you in the next one.